Like the other Frozen Adventures graphic novels, this is a collection of random Frozen comics. They're mostly taken from the comic book series and the magazine. I looked up the credited authors, and it seems they also pulled comics from Sticker Books and the Frozen FUNBOOK. I was not able to figure out where they got the comics that are adaptations of the Elsa and Anna book series. It seems weird that they made a 60-page graphic novel out of the first book, but instead of publishing that graphic novel as a full book, they cut it up into 4 pieces. There are a number of 1 to 2 page comics. Those are simple jokes. Multiple comics had the same joke about Elsa creating a snow flurry to cool people down. For the sake of this review, I'm only going to talk about the longer comics. Argle Font Book Review, Argle Font Book Review. First, there's an unexpected mudslide, which forces the migrating reindeer herds to cross through ox farms. The reindeer people and the ox people get into a huge fight. The ox people try to sabotage the reindeers with rocks, dogs, and carrots. Elsa uses her magic to save the reindeers, and the princesses force both groups to talk. They realize they're friends who like each other. And Elsa saves the day by making a giant bridge. That way the reindeer can go over the farms without hurting the crops. You should have done that 10 pages ago, Elsa. Next, they find a baby bird on the ground. Anna and Olaf struggle to get the bird back into its nest until Elsa makes a staircase of ice. Next, Anna visits a farm. They won't let her help with chores, so she tricks the kids into letting her help by challenging them to a seed planting competition. Next is a scene from Anna and Elsa, book number 8, maybe? I wish they said which book it comes from. Not everyone has read the entire series, you know. Elsa struggles to think up a fun activity for foreign dignitaries. Anna convinces her to have a snowball fight. Next is A New Reindeer Friend by Jessica Julius. Julius gets no credit for writing the original story. Instead, the comic credits Alessandro Ferrari as the author. That is plagiarism. Ferrari did not write this story. Now I'm wondering if there are other plagiarized comics in this book. It's not like they couldn't have credited the original author. They give full credit to the original source whenever there's a comic based on the Anna and Elsa books, after all. I know one's a chapter book and one's a picture book, but it still counts as plagiarism when you steal from picture books. Anyway, the story is that Anna and Elsa play in the hills where they find a lost baby reindeer. They save it and return to the palace on an ice slide. Next is a chapter from Anna and Elsa, book 7. A boy plays in the woods. Elsa makes an ice dragon for him to play with, but it's so realistic that it scares him. Next, Oaken's store is so busy, he doesn't have time to make a display for his inventions. The sisters set up a display outside, and that's it. It's a pretty low-key story. Next, the group has a picnic. Olaf wants to fly a kite, but his arm comes off. They have to rescue his arm, which makes me wonder if his arm is magic, or if he can replace it with any old twig. Elsa uses her ice powers to save the arm, and next time they tie a kite to Sven. Next, Kristoff teaches Olaf how to do ice harvesting. They're scared by a large monster, who ends up being a man in a weird outfit. Next, Elsa struggles to think up a fun activity for foreign dignitaries. I don't know if these are the same dignitaries from the earlier comic or not. It would be weird if the original book has Elsa go through the exact same struggle with 2 different groups of dignitaries. This time, the group prepares a show with the Snowgies. The Snowgies run away at the wrong moment, forcing Kristoff to make up a show. He shows off how strong he is by lifting Olaf, and that's it. That's his entire show. It's pretty short. Next, Kristoff and Olaf go to an ice harvester fair. A child gets lost, and they help save him. It's a little weird to see the comics which are just Kristoff and Olaf, since that pairing never shows up in the movies. They're never alone together. Next, Elsa wants to get a gift for Anna. She asks everyone for advice, and she decides on a picnic trip. This story is where the book's cover comes from. Next, from the first Anna and Elsa book, A group of musicians performs for the crowd. When they see Elsa, they switch to playing the long and boring national anthem. Anna makes them play faster so everyone can dance. Next, a girl is sad because she can't ice skate. The royals give her private skating lessons. Now all the other kids want skating lessons too. Next, there's an ice skating contest. I think it's unrelated to the one from the previous comic. Anna sprains her ankle, and so she works as everyone else's coach. Also, Elsa makes ice sculptures of Anna to cheer her up. Next, the group is caught in the rain. They take shelter in a nearby hut, which is in danger of flooding. Elsa makes an ice wall to protect it. Next, a wolf is on the loose in town. Olaf feels bad for the wolf. They hunt down the wolf, only to discover it's a cute baby. I wonder why the town was in such an uproar over wolves when they knew it was a baby wolf. Next, Sven needs a bath. Anna and Kristoff have to chase him through the castle. They lure him out with carrots, and right after the bath, it starts to rain. Next is a story which seems to be a sequel to Let It Glow. Again, no credit is given to the original story. They should give it credit because this comic is kind of heavy on the rock troll lore. Opal the rock troll needs to activate her climbing crystal by visiting the ice caves without help. Anna and Kristoff go with her. What part of without help did they not understand? Kristoff falls into a dangerous spot. Opal asks Anna for help in saving Kristoff's life. Opal's sad. That means her crystal won't light up now. She's pleasantly surprised when the crystal does light up because she learned a valuable lesson about asking for help. Next is an adaptation of Anna and Elsa Book 5. It's the entire book in 12 pages. Even though the story is rushed, I honestly thought it was better than the original book. They cut out the bad parts where Anna plays detective and looks like a complete idiot. The story is that something's causing havoc in town. Our heroes discover it's a group of polar bears. They get rid of a trash heap that the bears are using as a den, and Elsa makes an ice floe for them to ride back home. Next, a baron comes to visit. Anna tries to entertain his young child. The boy draws a mustache on the baron's portrait, which completely ruins it, but the baron is amused, so it's all good. Next, the princes of the 5 kingdoms are coming to visit. Elsa needs to dance with all of them. She makes ice sculptures to learn how to dance. When that doesn't work, Anna gives her dancing lessons. At the big dance, the princes confess they don't know how to dance. I have no idea why they went to a dance if they can't dance. But whatever. Everybody goes ice skating instead. I wish the story had been expanded. There is more to the story, right? I want to know about these princes that are coming to Arendelle to dance with the queen. They don't appear to be potential suitors for Elsa, so who are they? At least give them names or something. Next, we meet the Baker brothers from Frozen breaking boundaries. The Bakers constantly fight. Elsa and Anna remember when they were kids. Elsa did kind things for her sister. They remind the Baker brothers of the nice things they do for each other. This ends the fight. Next, Kristoff sets up a scavenger hunt for the sisters. He purposely gives them items which are close by each other. That way the sisters can spend a lot of time together. Next, the sisters help some kids decorate for fall. We've had several stories where the sisters interact with random kids. I wonder why the same kids never show up more than once. They get caught in the rain, and they're forced to take shelter in a nearby house. The kids worry the house is haunted, but they clean it up and decide it's okay. Next, Elsa works too hard, and she starts having regular nightmares. It is interesting to see Elsa do royal duties, instead of going on picnics every day like she does in half these stories. Anna and Kristoff happily agree to help Elsa with her work, and her schedule becomes more manageable. Last, Anna wants the Snowgees to form a big snowflake. They do well in practice, but they mess up when they have to do it for Elsa. And that's the entire book. I don't like the plagiarism, but I like the book. It's a large collection of Frozen comics. Not all of them are good, but the large number of stories makes up for that. It's 240 pages of comics. That should be more than enough to satisfy Frozen fans. I give Frozen Adventures Ice and Magic a thumbs up.